Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win. You know, that's the line I've been using every time we get a small victory on the nuclear front. So we got a major win. This is coming right from 5 years ago. I was in the bone marrow transplant line, and in November is when things started to get leaked to me from inside San Onofre that they had a problem there, that they had an accident. And of course, I'm shriveled up fighting for my life at the central line. I'm trying to fight the Blue Castle, dynamic. I'm dying. I'm heartbroken. I'm just everything that I wanted to accomplish, And so, I mean, to think that 5 years later, we would be sitting here. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. I just got off the phone. So to think 5 years ago, I've been fighting San Onofre my whole life. I wish my dad was still alive to see this. I wish, so many of the great old activists that battled San Onofre their whole lives that have passed. She used to call me the last San Diegan. Ed Ricketts on Balco. I think about it just in that 5 year window. If you would have told us 5 years ago, I'm shriveled up in there dying, trying to fight Fukushima, Blue Castle, Indian Point, Turkey, we're just losing on every front, just so frustrated. We got a propagandist nuclear horrible right in the White House, just dumping money to them. We're being beat up on every front. That 5 years later, not only was San Onofre shut down, and the waste is 7 years ahead, as they say on the tarmac, coming out of those reactors and on the tarmac and not going to be buried on the beach. It's not going to be buried on the beach. This is right from the horse's mouth. So here's how it's a play. Now, as you know, Gary filed a lawsuit against California Coast Commission. The judges, let it forward, but it's bigger than that. So the DOE, this is where I come from my whistleblowers inside, and I got whistleblowers inside of that place. I used to hang around inside there with those guys. They were leaking to me about, in those days. What a fight. Think about what that was 5 years ago. The volume, the struggle. Wow. So, apparently the DOE is going to grant a temporary license to store the waste in New Mexico and Texas. And apparently, New Mexico and Texas, this might even be him now. Apparently, they've consented. Now, New Mexico's idea of what they call consent and my consent are two different things, I've been involved in the consent hearing, in Boise, in Sacramento, in San Onofre. Now, of course, Gary and Daryl Isis, how nice is they've invented ISIS. I hope he loses in the recount. I hope he loses. Didn't even show up to his own hearing. Remember, he threw a fit. They won't come. But Alice McFarland didn't think I would come either. The only time Alice McFarland has ever in her life been pinned down and called out to her face on her cover-up and thrown Barbara Boxer with all the power of the Senate committee, subpoena power, out of her office, and the cover-up of Fukushima is me right at her in San Juan Capistrano, And ISIS didn't even go to his own thing, neither did Gary. So, anyway, it's right from inside. I don't think people understand what a major... I consider this, I honestly do, and I've been, in the human rights thesis and, as an activist and a grassrooters fighting my entire life, avant-garde, whatever. I consider this to be one, if not the greatest human rights, well, definitely one of the greatest, not just human rights, animal rights, plant rights, accomplishment by grassroots activists in human history. It is that big. You say, no, it is that big. And I'll tell you why it's that big. Number one, it sits on that earthquake fault. That thing has an earthquake, you're evacuating, tens of millions of freaking people. It's going to murder tens of millions of people. That thing's a catastrophe. The low-level rubs that they've had there, the accidents they've had there, it's already killed so many in San Clemente. But not only that, it's showing the world that it can be done. It's showing the world the playbook, that this waste can be moved out of these reactors, put in containers, and transported. Now, in the whole, now you think about it 5 years ago, as I'm battling Energy Solutions here. Energy Solutions out of Utah. Governor Herbert will tell you right there, one guy. I caught Rusty Ludwig. and energy solutions inclusion. I'm the guy that caught him. I caught him with my camera. I mean, that's gel stuff. Just like in San Onofre, so much stuff I caught him. Just like the dead tide pools. And we got more good news coming, too. So, this is coming, all you people that are all geeked up about the United States, America, greatest country in the world, America. Think about this. So, Taiwan, everybody's been, Japan's politicking to let their toxic food back in. China banned it, Russia banned it, all of Europe banned it, most of Asia, almost all, the whole world banned it. Not us, Hillary, bring it in. How's your thyroid, Hillary? What did Barack Obama do to her? So, the Prime Minister of Japan's meeting with President-elect Trump today. That's all about the cover-up Fukushima. That's, again, insiders that I know. I know this for a fact. I'll take a freaking lie detector. If you think you're real anonymous, these anonymous sites, you know nothing about me. I will take a lie detector on this. Insiders, I know for a fact they're discussing the cover-up Fukushima. So, it's going to New Mexico, and it's going to Texas. Off that cliff, not on the fucking beach, as I've said for a long time. I don't think people have any clue what a major accomplishment that is. They're showing the world. Switzerland's going to vote the 27th on, they're going to shut them down. Apparently, they're showing a 17-point lead in the polls, but we know how that goes, right? So don't count your chickens till they're hatched. My Pendleton nuclear marine radiated father right there at San Onofre. It's a major, major accomplishment. Of course, we got a present for Cuomo, status Cuomo tomorrow. I love it. Even the Post, the New York Post, wrote a great piece. And you got to love those guys. They're far right leaning, but they admit they're far right, and they're so good and they're so hilarious. They are. Oh, I love. That's my first thing I do when I get to New York. Because I'm friends with Not Rays. I'm the old man. My whole life. Pizza. Freaking read the headlines. I cry. I laugh so hard. So I remember I'm in there. Remember when he stuffed the bombs in his freak pants in Detroit, and I'd just flown. I'd been to Detroit, and I'd just flown there. Great balls of fire, fruit of the loon. The headlines. So right on the cover of the Post on the Cuomo tax, which I call status Cuomo, bank ballot on chemo. Even the lunacy left's right on this one. This is looting. California, I cannot say how proud I am of the grassroots activists down there. This is such a major accomplishment. It's not going on the beach. Not on the fucking beach. And it's going to be moved immediately. Maybe it already is being moved. As I stood there, just moving in the middle of the night, you got the power to do it. And in Texas and Whip, we know Whip blew up. This is going to be a big thing. Apparently, they said Idaho could send it. I was up there too. No, they didn't. And we sure the fuck didn't hear. I'll tell you that. Governor Herbert will tell you because his dad was in the bone marrow transplant also. Died of leukemia. That's what we do in Utah. Down wonders. I say all the time, you make it, you eat it. We don't make it. The Yucca Mountain thesis, whatever. That's going to be a hell of a battle down there. It's going to open up. This whole thing, can of worms, is going to open because this nuclear waste got to somewhere. It's got to go. And it's a horrible option to put it in a hole. Oh, hell yes. I still say shoot it into space, but people don't want to But just off the beach, off that cliff is, I used to rank, when I did my one PhD, my 252 nuclear dump sites in the United States, and, right here. This is my PhD right here. Because I'm transparent. I won't let them own my PhD. I knew Aaron Swartz. Look, I used to rank the most dangerous in the world, and I used to rank San Onofre #1, Diablo 2, Fukushima Daiichi 3. Now in the United States, I used to rank San Onofre, Diablo, Indian Point, Oyster Creek. Which I'm pretty well still there on my ranking system. Diablo's gone too, and these propagandists, it's all good. It's just they got their fingers in the money. To Gene Stone, who's still he's fighting, struggling. To Donnie Young, Donna Gilmore, Ace Hoffman, Gary Hedrick. I can go on and on and on. I've known these guys my whole life. I've been battling since I was a little boy. Wow. You think about it, just 5 years ago, I was in there. I can't tell you what a major accomplishment this is. Wow. I think about it. People don't know. They don't know if that thing would have spilled and had spilled, what the catastrophe it is, and it was going to happen. Showing the world. Because California's leading the way. Los Angeles County, the first county there that's completely, I mean, the whole county, municipality, all solar. The solar initiative has been one of the great successes in human history on the energy complex. People have done it. They're producing 120% more electricity a day than they use. But places like Utah block it. You know, these special interest lobbies, you know. Trump claims he's going to be leaner, cleaner. I doubt Trump will get hardly anything done because he's going to be up against his own party. You know, who would ever believed it? An Orthodox Jewish boy, Manhattan, a Hamiltonian, running with an R. You know, going to occupy the White House, apparently he ain't going to occupy. He's going to run it from Trump Towers. You know, the whole hate, wow. But put that aside, he's a Hamiltonian. He'll run the resistance in his own party. You know, so it's going to be a war. It's going to be a hell of a dance. It's a bizarro time. So what a major accomplishment. We got a present for Cuomo tax going to be delivered at Albany today. So major day. Taiwan. Now you think about the activists there. You think about them. By the hundreds of thousands. They've got water cannon. They got freaking, you know, of course our media doesn't report it, but I know because my army, my poster is, I mean, it's worldwide. Not only they kick the nuclear cartel the fuck out, which a lot of countries are doing that right now. The UN has voted not, nuclear energy and nuclear bombs are the same fucking thing. Do not kid yourself. They fucking work in symphony. They're fucking mass murdering, looting, robbing, Price Anderson, fucking government warfare horrors from hell that kill you. Bank bailout on chemo. So everybody, Japan, you know, get your sake, get your beer, you know, the whole propaganda, come to Davos, bro, I mean, the globalist fucking rat regime, fucking the nuclear cartel. So they've been lobbying all over. Well, Taiwan come out and says, no, we're not lifting the fucking ban. We're not lifting the ban on fucking any of it. And we're not playing your game on because the UN gave them permission to, I was in Vienna. That's why I was battling in Vienna. You know, gave them permission to take away the label of origin on not on just waste, on food. Of course, you know, Hillary says, bring it on here. You know, which you know Trump's going to do that. I mean, Trump going to be set? I don't know. We don't know. This guy's an enigma. We don't know. A loose cannon, I hope. I hope he stays a loose cannon. You know, and I hope this guy is pragmatic enough to really be the deal maker this time. Because this thing needs to fucking go. This nuclear fucking cartel. We don't use it. We don't need fracking. And we like natural gas, by the way. And there's plenty of it. But the solar in California, California is leading the fucking way. And this is a major, major, major. I'll be in California soon, it looks like. I think I'm going to the Central Coast. Because we're going to continue to document the, you know, the horrible catastrophe at Fukushima. It's killing the, you know, you can go and deny about the dead tide pools, all the animals dying. You know, they still won't use the F word. Scientists are mystified, they're stumped, they're puzzled, they're mystified. It's fucking starvation, which I've been saying from day one. It's going to kill the ocean, it's going to kill the Prophet Blanch, fucking fight. It's going to give you leukemia, I got leukemia. I'm not going to let this fucking unsurvivable AML OS de novo kill me. It's not going to kill me. When the statistical probability of it killing me was fucking, you know, overwhelming. The statistical probability of me surviving this was pretty well nothing. But I'm alive. You know, and the fight. It's going to kill the Pacific Ocean. It's going to cause an eco chain. It killed out the Ed Ricketts on Balco. I'll be at Ed Ricketts' old place. I'm going to be in Monterey soon. Oh my God, what a gem. Carmel. And we're in document that smell in Carmel. I walked from Mexico to San Francisco in critical condition document. I've been all over the world fighting this while sick. You know, on a little GoFundMe page. I mean, this story is amazing. You know, because I had to fork over every penny I had to get into the bone marrow transplant. It's an amazing story. It's an incredible story. Sad, heartbreaking story that, you know, I was right on the whole thing. You know, and the marine biologist, remember Ed Ricketts did not have a degree in marine biology. He's the greatest marine biologist in human history. No doubt. It's unarguable. But he had John Steinbeck. So I've had to bend Ricketts and Steinbeck together, you know, in a grassroots fashion. It's a major accomplishment, you know, to think that, I mean, they were talking in maybe 2050, we'd get it out. They're way ahead of schedule. It's going to be gone soon. I cannot tell you how overwhelmed and thrilled I am at this. Not on the fucking beach. You remember I used to stay there? You know, I was sick just battling him in there. Remember I got kicked out of the San Onofre hearing by the highway patrol before I even spoke. You know, I did that interview with PBS, and those fuckers cropped and chopped it. I mean, we've been up against everything. You know, I'm telling you, we're showing the country that it can be done and it's going to be done. Not just because of the solar in there, but getting rid of these fucking monsters. You know, not on the beach. So, everybody in California, the grassrooters, they would have never done this on their fucking own. We forced them into this. Was a bunch of grassroots activists. A teeny group of us that did this. Without us, this would have never fucking happened. You know, this is one of the greatest human rights, animal rights, plant rights, the born, the unborn, the fucking hatched, the yet to be hatched, the sprouted, the unsprouted fucking accomplishment in fucking human history. There's no fucking doubt what's being done, you know, by the grassroots activists and Onofre. And, you know, as much as I hate PG&E and I fought with those corrupt bastards, and, you know, Kamala Harris should have put them in jail, and the whole fucking dynamic, Alice McFarland, the NRC, fucking all these criminal bastards, PV Cherry, fucking Pickett's, all these criminal bastards. At least I want to say thanks to Tom at PG&E. He's been pragmatic. He's listened to me. And, you know, the fight, we're accomplishing it. I got to get this. This is them. Stay tuned.